Hey, buddy, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by the Gyro King himself, Rich Stamboli.
Hello, how are you?
You won that competition.
I did. I won the competition. It was a weird competition. It wasn't about food. It was just about a guy who can spin really fast in a ball.
That was wild.
I've like never a gyro. Gyro competition.
I've never look at that boy go. I've never seen a boy spin that fast.
I was the fastest spinning boy, dude. I was like a little cyclone.
Guys, this show's all about professional wrestling. You want to see what I got?
Yeah, please.
I got something cool.
Oh, let's do it's got them wooden bowling pins because you love bowling.
I got the Persian clubs.
Watch the light behind you.
You have to see me. Jess walked in, and I'm doing this like a freaking lunatic. She's like, what is that, bowling pins? I'm like, no, they're Persian clubs.
Is this how you eventually fuck up your entire house and get kicked out?
Just start smashing everything.
Your wife did a great job of interior design. Like, this is how it gets ruined, isn't it?
Now for my next trick, I'm going to balance it on my nose.
I think you could do it. Oh, boy. You know what? Next time you lose a wrestling bet, you got to eat one of those.
You know, I did bet $2,000 on me eating my loafers on Twitter yesterday.
Stop doing that, man, because you're not gonna cash in. Just do something. Eat something you don't like to eat.
Eat something you don't like to eat. I don't like to eat shoes.
Spam.
I like spam.
Do you like spam? All right.
Yeah.
I don't picture
like
you as a spam guy. Yeah,
fried spam.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with it.
Let's see. What foods don't you like?
Do you know what I love?
Go ahead.
Anthony Bourdain's fried mortadell sandwich.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that the best thing in the world?
It's great. It's great. Every idiot has their own stupid recipe for it. Just do what Bourdain says and make it exactly like he does. Don't add any other shit to it.
You know, I got to tell you, like, there's nothing aesthetically more pleasing to me than watching Anthony Bourdain smoke a cigarette and just eat something, and he's just enjoying it. That show was fantastic. Yeah. He's one of the first celebrities that died that I was like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah,
I was so mad that man died.
It was I met him at Comic-Con once because I was shooting the Dark Horse booth, and he was one of the guests. And
did he smell like Drakkar Noir?
No,
and cigarettes.
He was very lovely and very nice. I took some great shots of him, but I've never seen grown men react so viscerally to a person
in a positive or a negative way.
In a positive way, but they had to put stanchions.
Wow,
because it was like all the dads were just like, oh, my rule, like all the food people. So they put stanchions to have like a 10-foot separation between him and the crowd. It was wild. I was like helping the security guards. It's like a wave of people. You're doing this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
But sweet guy.
Sweet guy. Guys, a lot of pro wrestling talk about. Rich was not on Beyond the Bell. I ended up doing it with a Canadian substitute for Rich, Joel Pearl.
Yeah.
Our Canadian correspondent here at Matt Men. It was fun. We did a nice Q&A, and we're going to continue doing a Q&A today at the end of the show.
Very cool.
I caught up on everything. I had an interesting lunch yesterday.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah. Very interesting lunch.
What was it? Escargot?
No, I went to this place called The Clam on Hudson Street. And I had lunch with somebody.
Okay.
It was interesting.
Yeah? Are you going to reveal what the lunch was about? Can you give us tidbits about the lunch?
Two friends.
Just shooting the shit about pro wrestling.
About a lot of stuff about pro wrestling and the business of pro wrestling.
Okay. Great.
It was a eye-opening lunch, actually.
Was
extremely eye-opening.
Was it a boozy lunch?
You know, I have to tell you, for me it was.
Okay.
Because I had I was like, I sat down first. I was having a glass of water. He came in, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm having Sauvignon Blanc today.
Wow.
I'm like, you drinking? He's like, no, I got work to do.
And you just went for it.
And I just went for it. I'm like, give me your wine. And I just chugged that
Give me your wine.
I just chugged the wine.
Give me your wine.
Yeah, yesterday was I had a very, sometimes you have conversations with certain people that are privy to things that happen within the castle.
Yeah.
And I always think it's, I'm dependent, whether it's WBD or Turner or Fox or NBC or WWE or AEW, a lot of perception as to what happens here and what those conversations are like. And generally, the perception is generally always wrong.
Okay.
About how things are handled and how certain things are considered a big deal versus a small deal. It's always interesting to speak to these people, you know? It was nice. I had a nice lunch. I had a salad.
Okay.
I had a healthy salad with quinoa.
Very nice. Look at that.
And 3 glasses of Sauvignon Blanc.
The quinoa king.
I am the king of quinoa. You're the king of gyros.
The quinoa king of Queens.
And I got a wedding tonight I'm going to.
You don't sound very thrilled about it.
No, I'm excited for it.
You know when I know you're not happy about something?
What?
You mention it repeatedly.
I gotta live. I need to breathe today. I need to live. Let's go into the news, Rich.
All right. So, speaking with Busted Open this week, Tony Khan reiterated that with 100% certainty, AEW, TBS, and TNT are here to stay for a long time. He said he did not leak any numbers to Puck News.
I know he did not.
Puck's John Oran has the two sides agreeing to a 3-year deal with an option for a fourth in the range of $170 million annually that could be announced as early as next week. Imminent.
So,
as Andrew has said.
Okay. The Oran's story is interesting to me. Okay. I have no reason to doubt his report of that 170 million, the range of 170. I don't know a number. I've always said if anybody says that I've reported any number, I haven't. I'm sure people are gonna say like, well, like that $1 billion deal. For some reason, everybody thinks I reported that. I never. I said that would be. I can't even fathom that's realistic. It could be, but I have no idea.
Right.
170 million. It seems. That's a healthy number.
Yeah,
very healthy. He reported certain things. One was the True TV story. Okay. Do you have that, MG? You abridged these notes, but there's a lot of detail with that. Let me go to Beyond. Okay, Beyond the Bell has it. So let me open up. Okay, so he said, looks like it's a 4-year deal, like Rich said, 3-year guarantee, 1-year option, 170 million, in the ballpark of 170 million. He said that AEW will air TNT and AEW will air on TNT, TBS, and True TV twice per week.
Yes.
Okay. They're airing on True TV twice per week. I have not heard that. Okay. Yeah. I was never. I don't know if there's any strategy there. I don't know if this is a last minute thing, but it seems like to me it would be replays of Dynamite and Collision when they flip to primetime sports based programming, which is fine. I mean, that's good. You're building the brand, right? You're building a station, and that does well for you on the other one. So maybe you'll do 120,000 views or 200,000 views for the replay. Okay. Rampage seems to be canceled. That is gone.
Interesting.
Rampage. I am pretty certain that Rampage is not going to be on TNT or TBS.
Shockwave.
Now, and Shockwave is a show. I wish I could mute something here, and I would say that it is another hour of programming. Shockwave will be another hour of programming. I don't know if it's going to be replacing Rampage on another station or they're going to do two both of those.
Yeah.
It could be possible that Turner came at the last minute and was like, okay, we want to put these two on True TV. And that Fox thing is kind of out the window.
Okay.
That's a possibility too. I don't know because I never heard the True TV report. That's actually very unique to me.
Right.
I will say that they will be on Max in January. They could do it sooner. But I do know that they're planning on January. I do know that pay-per-views are going to be on there. They don't have an exclusivity on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it'll also be available other places like WWE is. You could still order those pay-per-views that are on Peacock, the PLEs. I don't know pricing. I never asked. I do know that there is a very, very... again, I'm very certain that they're going to be simulcasting.
Okay.
Also. That's part of what's in the works. I don't know if that'll be from the beginning of the Max deal or they'll add it later on, but they will be there. So the wording here, and this is where I would say that he's onto something, okay, with the report. He says AEW is pitching an additional package to broadcast networks.
Okay.
In speaking to people, I will tell you, WWE does not think they're going to Fox.
Okay.
I don't believe they think that.
Okay.
I don't think like let me rephrase that. The concept of like, oh, because we're gone, they're going to replace us. I don't think that concept works. It's very hot in here, isn't it? Or am I just...
I mean, I could go for some cooling right now. Oh, I'm always hot.
I'm going to faint.
Yeah.
I don't... Like, if you were to base it based on, well, because they lost wrestling, they want another product. Fox doesn't think like that.
Yeah.
However, their sales team is confident they could sell wrestling.
Right.
Because of how successful it was selling it before.
Yeah.
It was that the ad rate was high. It was very high, the ad rate. I mean, it wasn't very high. It was high for what it was, and they couldn't get more.
Right.
Okay? When he says broadcast, so I don't know if this is because, and I said this multiple times, I heard Fox. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's like how, you know how people within WBD call it Turner still, right?
Right.
TNT's Turner, TBS's Turner. I don't know if it's like a verbiage thing, like lingo.
Okay.
And people are saying Fox, but they don't necessarily mean like Fox National. They don't mean Fox, they mean Fox Sports or whatever else. I don't know. That's still interesting to me. Do we get the announcement next week? I've been told every week it's going to be next week. The deal is done. Like I've seen material.
You've seen the stuff.
You know what I mean? Like it's not
paperwork.
It's not even a question of is it done? Are they going to be on TNT, TBS? Is Collision and Dynamite? I mean, Tony has confirmed it. We talk about it every week, and now it's like the little details here.
Well, Lady B has an interesting quote message in the chat room. Plot twist: Tony Khan hasn't announced the WBD deal because he's waiting for Andrew to do the honors in the middle of the ring at Grand Slam.
Actually, I think Rich would be the one that would be able to do that.
I interrupted.
It is your anniversary. It is your anniversary of the greatest heist ever.
It's the 2-year anniversary of the heist of the century.
That we have never really explained.
Me and Alex.
We've never really fully explained.
And we never will. If you want to meet us ahead of time before the Grand Slam, I will regale you with my tale.
That is one of the greatest stories ever.
Oh, Alex is going to join us next week.
Alex is joining us.
We got Kyle. The staff, the Matman staff.
Okay, the Matman staff. Kyle. Bob. Our financier, Bob. New York City financier, Robert Rowe. He'll be joining us. Me and you, 5 of us.
We're great. Little hang at the place down the block.
Yeah.
And then take that train in.
Yeah.
Sounds
You know who else is coming? Sean Ross Sapp. He'll be there.
He's going to come to...
JJ, he'll be there.
He's going to come to our spot.
Yeah, you know what? I should tell him.
Yeah, tell him.
And you know who else? John Alba.
Oh.
Yeah, the boys are back in town.
Badger 3000, $1.99. Good morning, my fast Reggies.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
You, Badger 3000.
Thank you.
We have another kind of pertinent... We're going to go into the chat a little bit today. We have another interesting, pertinent quote in the chat from Tekken Sports.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, WBD no longer uploading new AEW Dynamite Collision episodes on Discovery Plus in India. I asked the team via email, and they said they no longer have streaming rights to AEW anymore.
Huh, that's interesting. That's actually a great... That's not an indication of their relationship. Maybe because they're switching over. Do they have in India? Do they have Max? Is Max available in India?
I don't live in India.
Well, he said Discovery Plus, which merged here in the United States with Max. So I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know. But India. That's the other thing, right? When you talk about TV rights in the UK, there's a big opening. And also, in India, there's a big opening for TV because WWE's Raw is going to Netflix.
Yeah.
So, it's very interesting. All right. What else do we have? Let's go. Let's continue here.
Let's see here. WWE SmackDown potentially moving to 3 hours in January of 2025.
Yikes.
Big yikes. No, thank you. Yeah. Listen, that's for the youngins.
Do you want to watch 3 hours of wrestling on Friday?
No,
I don't.
Ideally, I haven't had like a banging Friday night in a million years.
Like going out and going nuts.
Yeah. And I feel like I got to start doing that again. I was coming home from the city yesterday. I was like, you know what? I should just stay here. And that's it. But yeah, this is, I don't know. I disagree with this.
3 hours is too much, man. I have a real difficulty with those shows. Like SmackDown, I have to tell you, I had a lot of difficulty watching SmackDown this week.
I enjoyed it, but I also watched it I didn't watch it, and I wasn't invested, but I shouldn't say that. I was doing things around the house, so I had SmackDown on very loud, so I can keep up with it, right? Kind of like sports radio.
Yeah.
But when they cut to that Roman Cody segment,
that was good stuff. Yeah.
I was hooked. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
I don't know why Roman showed up with multiple
camera angles,
multiple camera angles, and cars.
His own camera crew.
There were like 8 Suburbans that pulled up.
But you know what? I feel like they wanna keep acknowledging that he was in that Hobbs and Shaw movie, and he was great in it.
I don't know why
I will say this.
Yeah. Yes.
I will say this. A 3-hour SmackDown means that AEW, any time slot they have at 10 o'clock, is dirt. I mean, it's nothing.
Well, they're not. I mean, remember, Rampage is not. Rampage is not going to be on.
Yeah. And maybe that's.
Maybe that's part of the strategy. I'm big on Collision moving nights. Really, that show should be on a Thursday. I know they don't want to compete with football and some basketball, but that Saturday time slot is not it.
Do you do what I do? Watch it on Sunday?
You know what I do, actually? I have it on at 8 o'clock. Okay? Because the kids delay going to bed.
Yeah.
Because you know about dad rules? At 7 o'clock, it's dad rules.
Okay.
I get control of everything.
Uh-huh.
So...
You're like, dad rules.
They have a song. They sing it. They sing the song. And they delay going to bed by asking me, is there any wrestling on? Can we watch wrestling?
Okay.
And then my daughter makes me put on Botchamania. Because I'm not even kidding. She loves Botchamania. Mm. So I watch like 15, 20 minutes of it, and then I have it on, and then Jess and I are just hanging out.
Okay. Yeah.
So until she's like, there's wrestling on again.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'll change the channel.
That's every wife across the nation.
How many nights a week is wrestling on? That's what she keeps saying to me. She's like, it used to be just Mondays.
Dad rules. Dad rules. Let's see who can get me a Chardonnay the fastest.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sauvignon Blanc.
You're screwing up your pour.
You've seen them do bartender, right?
Yeah.
At the house, at the party. My kids, they shake everybody down. So they're like, okay, we're making drinks. Who wants a drink? And they'll bring people drinks for tips.
Listen, I love my godson, but like, I ain't trying to get a tummy ache from the stuff he's making in the kitchen. Yeah,
his concoctions.
Yeah.
So I don't know, 3 hours. I hope not. But obviously, it's a financial decision. Nobody's going to throw away millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Craig, Germany has Discovery Plus too. It's airing on linear TV, WB channel D Max, but not on D Plus.
Okay, so I guess they pulled it from D Plus.
Max is expected in Germany in 2025.
Talk about Germans. Happy birthday,
oh,
MG.
MG, did you get my my Casey Kasem message last week?
Yes, I did.
You know how old he is?
Very much.
How old he is?
69, dude.
Him? 343.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah,
my man Methuselah up in the building. That's what the M and MG stands for.
Methuselah. WWE Saturday Night's main event returns in December. Will air on Peacock, on NBC and Peacock, December 14th, live from the Nassau Coliseum.
You know, we should go.
So this will be the first one to
I spoke to someone about that yesterday.
Let's do it.
Yeah, 8 p.m. This is going to be a simulcast on NBC and on Peacock. Very interested to see how this does. The advertisement is pretty much a throwback to the 1980s version of Saturday Night's main event.
Very cool.
Do you know what's really funny? Generationally, you could tell like the age difference. There were people like, I can't wait. I'm so excited for Saturday Night's main event to come back, and they're posting clips from like the 2000s return. And I'm like, that was the worst. Or the 2010s return. When did they go back to that Saturday Night's main? It was like 2011.
Yeah, that kind of thing makes wrestling fans the worst.
And I'm like, oh man, you don't know. Like that was the worst time.
Yeah.
Those were bad shows.
Yeah.
They weren't great. I hope that this is good. Nassau Coliseum is probably going to be slammed December 14th. So, are they running the Garden for the Garden House show?
Ooh, for the Christmas show.
I think they are.
Are they? Can you see?
I'll look.
No, I'm asking. Can you see? You look.
Yeah, seriously. Can you see?
Can you see?
Your eyes are going nuts.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's flames shooting out of it.
Got 2 black holes for eyes right now.
Do you know what I do? I pose for him every time he's in the studio. Like he's like setting up. I start posing and I end it with a thrust.
And he's like, ooh. And then he starts making it rain a little bit.
Yeah, he goes like this. He has a money gun. He brings out the money gun.
Do you have a money gun at work?
I have a money gun here.
I would load that shit
Okay,
up with
so
banana
last
peels,
Saturday's,
like Mario Kart style.
the last Saturday night main event was July 28th, 2008.
Really?
Okay.
Wow. And
Yeah,
what was the main event
Edge
there?
versus
Mark
Edge
Henry versus
Jeff Hardy.
Kane or something.
Edge versus Jeff Hardy.
Edge versus Jeff Hardy.
All
Okay.
right.
And then the one previous to that was at MSG, and it was CM Punk and the Boogeyman versus John Morrison and Big Daddy V in the main event.
Amazing.
Oh, that is, and that was
2007.
2007. So that's peak terrible ECW era. Jeez,
Yep.
unbelievable.
I'm excited for this. I think we should go to the show. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I like going to see wrestling at Nassau Coliseum.
Because it's like it feels warm.
It does feel warm. Yeah, it feels warm, and the little that press entrance is very nice too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Miro, formerly Rusev, has reportedly requested his release from AEW. As per Fightful, he has not wrestled since December. What do you think? Do you
At
think
World's
this?
End.
You think this is a return to NXT? Do you think he's going to go to Japan? Do you think he's going to go to TNA? What do you think?
Well, he has 2 years left on his contract, so I don't know why they would want to release him.
I feel like Tony Khan doesn't play that game. Tony don't play that.
I don't understand why they haven't done much with him. And I don't listen. I have no idea. Does he not want to do things? Does he have a problem there? I don't know. But he is he's a great talent. There's a lot of charisma. How can you not utilize him?
Can we separate ourselves from pro wrestling a little bit?
Yeah.
And this is not going to be ragging on anybody. But one of the tenets that I remember people talking about AEW was there's no politicking backstage. This was when it started.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, fast forward to 2024. Do you think this is a guy who should have politicked more?
I think there's plenty of politicking.
But do you think
in
Miro
AEW.
should have been like, hey, listen, like, this is what I want to do. I should be here. I should be the TBS champion because of X, Y, and Z.
I don't know. I don't know what happened,
You know?
to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Does the squeaky wheel get the grease in pro wrestling?
Yeah, always.
You know?
You have to politic. It's like every job. Like people look at politicking as a negative. Like, it's not a negative to politic.
Mhm.
It's strategy and survival and growth. Like you have to in order to get what you want.
If Miro walked into Tony's office and said, hey, I want to be Ring of Honor champion, and this is how we get here.
I think Tony would 100% listen.
Here's 20 pages of TV for you.
Tony would 100% listen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened with Miro in AEW. I think he came in really poorly. He was doing that weird best friend gimmick. Remember that?
How did he debut?
He debuted as the best man for who was it for? See, that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I think he should.
He was the best man for Kip Sabian.
I think he
Sabian,
should.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he should re-debut.
And then he was doing like a weird video game thing. What should he debut as?
He should debut as a bagel store owner and call himself Schmiro.
Schmiro.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too. That's a good gimmick for him. Yeah, it was for Kip Sabian. And then I honestly thought when Lana came in, it would have been like this really cool thing for them. And that went downhill. They did a love triangle again.
Yeah.
Very poorly done.
You don't want Miro in his accent offering people a bagel and a schmear?
Would you like I can't do a Miro accent.
I mean, it's we were pretty close right there.
I default to Bruno Sammartino.
It's the same thing.
One time I saw Pat Patterson in the parking lot.
There you go. Listen, kind of the same thing, right? An Italian man and a Bulgarian man.
I tell the story all the time. This is a real story. When my grandfather was born in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
In Sofia, Bulgaria. And when I was a small child, I remember waking up, like, I'm not like 5-6 years old. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, to the stench of cigarettes. Okay?
Yeah.
And loud yelling. And he would give them an envelope, and they would give him an envelope, and they would leave. I don't know. I never asked questions. This is a real thing. And we would get mail to random Bulgarians to my house. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But it was very much like everybody was Miro size.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They looked like him and they felt like him.
Mm-hmm. Got all those big Miros.
So much cigarette smell. Oh my God.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, where do you want him to go?
Miro? I think he should go back to WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy came out on a tank against John Cena.
Yeah. But remember, he was a Russian sympathizer then.
That was true. Yeah. Alexa Bliss played a role in Netflix's new pro wrestling inspired series, The Queen of Villains, based on Japanese pro wrestling legend Dupe Matsumoto. All 5 episodes of the scripted drama are available to stream on Netflix. I kind of want to watch this.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
She was part of the English voice cast for the show, voicing wrestler Maki Yuta. My guess, this is from MG Geek, my guess now is everyone has signed with agencies and we'll see more of this type of stuff.
I think that is also, I think that is the benefit of going to WWE.
Yes.
And
I watched the first half of the first episode.
Okay.
It's done pretty good. It's all English voiceover. So everything you hear is English speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like dubbed over like a lot of the old the martial arts movies from the 70s, like how they did it. It's done well.
He would be a villain in one of those.
Oh yeah, that's perfect because the first time we met him, he was wearing a Speak American shirt.
Yeah, I know. It was unbelievable.
I want to see MG on TV.
But the flag that he had was missing a couple stars.
Oh Jesus!
He selected the states that he doesn't want represented.
No. Oh no! In a recent interview with TV Insider,
I'm MJF now. So I'm MJF.
You're MJF now, yeah.
In a recent interview with TV Insider, Nigel McGuinness isn't going to rule out a full-time in-ring return. He wants to see how the match with Danielson goes if Danielson is cleared.
Yeah, so we still don't know. So I guess they're going to do like a surprise, right? That's what they're going to do. Like the music's going to hit and Danielson's going to come out there. Listen, I think we're getting a really good show next week. I'm excited for it.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
How hard are we going to freak out for that match?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to freaking love it.
Nigel McGuinness versus Danielson. Yeah. Are you going to make it?
I'll make it to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm staying for collision taping, though.
Yeah. That's rough.
Are you?
We'll see. We'll see how the night goes.
It's not ending till midnight.
We'll see how the night goes.
Listen, me leaving or staying has nothing to do with you leaving.
No. I know. Believe me, I've stayed. I've stayed past my bedtime.
At 9:30, I'm out the fucking door.
Did you leave early last year?
Of course.
I don't remember.
Yeah. There's no way I'm staying till 10.
Last year was a lot of fun. Every year has been a lot of fun going to Grand Slam.
See, that's. I thought we did great at the last pay-per-view we went to because we left midway through the main event.
The best. We got home so quick.
We got home and I watched the rest here. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we got home so fast. Let's see here. In NXT news, CM Punk was announced as the guest referee for WWE NXT CW premiere episode. That's a lot of letters. Ethan Page defends against Trick Williams with CM Punk as guest ref. That's going to be fun. NXT Women's Champ Roxanne Perez defends against Julia. Great. That's where she drops the belt probably.
Oh, that'd be cool to see.
Street Fight Wes Lee versus Zachary Wentz. Great. Women's Tag Champion Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill appear. The Miz hosts the Miz TV. And Randy Orton is set to wrestle Jevin Evans on the October 8th episode in St. Louis. Listen, I'm there for it. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Sounds like a fun show. I'm curious what they'll do on CW.
Do you want to go into SmackDown?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see here. SmackDown, the Bloodline was shown entering the building earlier, and Jacob Fatu attacking the entire staff.
They patted them down, and he did not like that, and he just super kicked and beat up everybody.
Great. LA Knight defeated Andrade. 17-minute match. I think these guys had a great match.
Okay.
A lot of chemistry.
I liked it a lot, but there was this weird thing at the end, because Andrade went to shake LA Knight's hand.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight wanted to, like, dab him.
Yeah.
And
they ended up doing one of these?
Well, yeah. So Andrade, so put your hand out like that. Let me see if I can do
awkward.
it here. Okay?
Sure.
So Andrade does this, and then he goes like this.
He's like, get that fist at it. Did he
hand.
want it to do like this and then have it swing back into his own face?
And he raised his hand, and there was like this weird uncomfortableness. Funny. So I don't know if LA Knight like forgot that his hand is supposed to get raised by him or whatever they were doing. I liked the match. I thought it was good.
Andrade, I do feel, has more chemistry with the guys in the WWE locker room.
Yeah.
He works
He's
so
really
well.
Good, dude. He's good.
Him and Carmelo Hayes' matches are all bangers.
Who, Andrade and Carmelo?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing another one next week, they announced.
So Cody and Roman had a confrontation on the Georgia Tech football field. This was well done. This was like a scene out of a movie. This, I do feel, I'm going to ask you this question. Yeah. Do you feel like this is the evolution of the promo? And I know it has been done before, Lucha Underground, and I want to say the promotion that Stevie did work with did cinematic stuff like that.
Steve
Richards.
What promotion was that?
Wildcat? Am I wrong about that?
It could have been, yeah.
Where they do actual like cinematic looking,
possible, yeah,
short film style interviews with people.
I don't know how I feel. Like this is,
and TNA tried it for a bit too.
This is the new WWE way of doing it. Like they did that Chelsea Green dumpster promo too.
I like that.
Okay,
yeah.
Higher end production. You know, they are not doing a pro wrestling show.
Right.
They're doing a television show at this point that is around pro wrestling.
Based on pro wrestling.
I mean, they've always done that. Literally, the story of WWE has always been this promoter and his family that owns this business and his incompetent staff. That's how wrestling has always been presented. Now they're presenting it in a very different way. Like the wrestlers aren't these like lunatics.
Right.
They just, I mean, you know, sometimes they do it. Like, I don't like how they script a lot of the women.
Sure.
Like,
because the men will always be the litmus test.
Listen, with the men, it's like, I'm an aggressive man, right? And I'm going to beat you up. And you're like, oh, he's an idiot. That doesn't translate well for the women. You can't write the same way. Listen, it's not, that's the reality, right? Yeah. You got to write it differently. And at times they do really well with it.
Absolutely.
But a couple things, like, I feel like I hate the catty, it's almost written like they're high school girls, like high school teenagers.
You're talking about the Chelsea Green segment.
No, the Chelsea Green one was good. Like, just like the back and forths that you get. Like, I did not like the promo between Naomi and Bayley, like that interaction.
Okay.
Like, and when I win, I'll invite you to my house party. And when I win, I'll let you, like... You could have done it differently. They're so talented, both of them. Like, they don't have to be scripted in this one-dimensional thing. Like, and then now, you know,
I do think
they
that's
did a double pin finish, and now they were like, oh, you know, now we have a problem.
I do think that, you know, there's a reason for that, and the reason is kids. You know,
of course,
but
because they are writing wrestling, and NXT especially, they're writing it for the next generation of fan.
Right.
It's not for a 40-year-old man. So to me, I don't like how they write the women a lot of times.
Right.
But I'm not a teenage girl.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not like...
you know?
Breaking news.
I know you want to be.
Breaking news. I am not a teenage girl.
That was your midlife crisis. When you turned 40.
When I turned 40, I became a teenage girl.
You looked in the mirror and you were like, oh no, I'm not a teenage girl.
I'm not a teenage girl anymore.
I enjoyed the...
Can you imagine Hocus Pocus? Not Hocus Pocus. Freaky Friday, but with me, with a random 13-year-old teenage girl. I go in that body.
Well, it's kind of like the premise.
And I'm just ranting and raving like me. And then now they got to do the show.
That's sort of the premise of The Hot Chick, right? With Rob Schneider. Where he was just like, he was a guy in his mid-40s who swapped bodies with like a popular hot girl.
Do you know, I always mix that one up with the other one, Shallow Hal.
Okay, where Gwyneth Paltrow is a big girl.
Is the big girl and
Jack Black sees her as like Gwyneth Paltrow.
What a stupid movie.
You know what? I don't mind that movie.
You don't mind it?
Good early 2000s Jack Black. I'm okay with that.
You know, watching a lot of those, I'm like, yikes, it's so bad.
Some of those movies don't hold up. You know what holds up surprisingly well? White Chicks.
White Chicks is, I was literally
White Chicks is great. White Chicks is great. A lot of the Farrell movies hold up very well from the early 2000s.
Elf
is great. Elf is great. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That became 2003. That became a Christmas movie for the rest of everybody's lives.
School.
Yeah. School of Rock. How about that one?
I like School of Rock. I want to see where those kids are at now. They're probably all in their 40s.
40.
They're 40 now. Wait, were you one of them?
I was one of them.
So is the Roman and Cody thing, I thought was great.
Yeah.
I also feel like as a fanboy, this was WWE answer to the marks who will always say like, oh, this is cinema. This is cinema. I think Triple H was like, you want cinema? Here we go.
Listen, it's larger than life, you know? This is the evolution of this product. They want it to be a TV presentation. You know, an Emmy is something that they really want.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it with just wrestling.
I want them to do some kind of Rear Window with Roman and Cody, where they just ape Hitchcock across SmackDown.
Like they Hitchcock the whole show.
And they Hitchcock the whole show, and you just see like Roman looking at everybody or Cody looking at everybody, and like he can't do anything about anything, and he's seeing like Kevin Owens like punch dudes, and he can't, he can't get out of his chair or whatever. Is this the new evolution of the promo?
Yeah. Yeah, I think for big moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews defeated Giovanni Vinci
in a minute 35.
Yeah. Kevin Owens came out to address Cody working with Roman. He gets jumped by DIY. Chelsea Green does the dumpster promo. Great. Naomi and Bayley defeated Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton.
He didn't get jumped by DIY. He got jumped. DIY came out.
Sorry about that. I misread that.
I missed a whole word.
And then DIY got beat up at the end.
Sorry about that. And I watched that too. I just read what Mr. Gonzo wrote. The Street Profits and Kevin Owens fought the Bloodline to an apparent no contest. Cody makes the save.
Cody made the save at the end. Sad Kevin Owens. That's the story here.
Sad KO.
Where's AJ Styles?
That's a great question.
Where is he?
I don't know.
On the house shows. He's
on the house shows.
I
do believe.
Was his last match that match in France with Cody, or he did one after that? Right?
Yeah. When has he been? When is the last time he was on TV?
MG.
I can look. I
can find it.
Figure it out. Okay, hang on.
Aren't you president of the AJ Styles fan club?
I'm just looking. I'm sorry. He got me.
He got real nervous about that.
He mesmerized me. I couldn't stop looking at him.
Do you think we can make some extra money if we just have MG? We stream MG.
Yeah.
And he's just searching for stuff. He's not even saying anything. Just put him on Twitch, and people ask him to search things.
Oh, but he doesn't pull it up on screen.
Yeah, he just searches it and doesn't reveal the answers. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah. He reads it to himself.
Hey, can you please search Gilgo Beach Killer?
There we go. He's like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it, and that's it. He says, got it, and then gets all the monies.
Here, hold on. Can you search? Let's see. Give me something. Give me something he could search.
Give me something like realistic.
Yeah.
Can you search is Walt Disney frozen under Disney World?
Yeah. Can you search is Walt Disney frozen under Disney World? Okay. Hold on. Ready?
No.
Like, come on. I was about to stand up. I got no pants on.
Yeah, Cody came out for the save.
Great. Yeah, where is AJ Styles?
Lineup for Monday Night Raw.
I'm trying to find it.
Intercontinental title, Braun Breaker defends against Jey Uso. Drew McIntyre returns. Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser.
Great.
Dynamite on Wednesday. I liked it. I thought it was a good Dynamite. People, it's funny, because it's funny when you watch it after you see the comments.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, and I'm like, what are they talking about? I thought that Jericho match was good.
Can I tell you something? Big reveal. I fucking hate the internet. Let me tell you why.
Tell me.
Because you go on the internet, and then there's one guy who you're like, oh, this guy loves it. This guy loves pro wrestling. This is great. Guy tweets, lady tweets. It doesn't matter who they are, right?
Yeah.
They're tweeting like their love of what's happening. And then right underneath it, there's always some bozo who has to comment on that, or some bozo who's writing something that's like, didn't live up to my expectations. This is stupid. AEW's a sinking ship.
AEW's a sinking ship.
WWE's a sinking ship. So there's like a weird 50-50 of positivity and negativity. And I do feel like the negativity like kind of outweighs it because people love to jump on the bandwagon.
People love negativity.
Yeah.
Listen, that's the world that we're in.
That is true.
Everything is negative.
AJ Styles news?
Yeah, please.
So this is interesting. He's been working house shows with Cody in title matches, in main event title matches, but he hasn't been on. He hasn't, and then he went to Japan and wrestled for Noah.
Yeah.
Then he was doing house shows, and then but previous to that, it's Clash of the Castles. Last time he's been on WWE TV.
Okay, so when is the last house show he was on?
August 29th.
Oh wow!
Okay. All right, so recently, so a month ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
I hope he's not hurt.
I don't know.
June 15th was.
I was just thinking about it.
When's his contract up?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he re-signed, right? He came 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20.
He does have that big, beautiful bus.
He does have a big, beautiful bus. I don't know. But maybe he has another year left. I don't know.
Interesting. See what happens here.
I don't remember when his thing was. All right. Let's go. You want to run down Dynamite quick?
Dynamite opens on air with Moxley, Claudio, and Marina Shafir entering the building while Darby's shown skateboarding backstage.
I like this Jon Moxley stuff.
Oh, that little Bart Simpson. Yeah, me too. I dig it. I want to know where it's going. Orange Cassidy defeated Chris Jericho. Big Bill. Listen, I enjoyed this match too. I think Jericho and Cassidy have very interesting chemistry with each other.
Yeah. Well, they had the Mimosa match, remember?
Which, that was a lot of fun. Footage of the BCC backstage from last week was showing Pac asking where Wheeler was. Where has Wheeler been? Time to come to work.
Time to come to work. I do like how Wheeler is confused now and he keeps messing up promos.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hook defeated JD Inc.
Yeah, Hook defeated him. Quick match.
Private Party. I like this. Private Party calling out the BCC for next week said they would find a partner and they channeled Moxley to step up. Bad idea because they went to attack the BCC and then got their butts handed to them.
And Moxley goes, it's been 5 years and you're in the same spot that you've been in 5 years ago today.
And then breaks, I think it was Cassidy, right?
I think so.
His hand with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Great bit. They did that perfectly. What are you thinking with this faction?
You know, I'm really curious about it because I like this character. John has put a lot of thought into it, and I do like Marina Shafir being presented as like the muscle too.
Yeah,
you know,
I do feel like this Moxley character, for some reason, is reading as him coming out with the gas mask and jacket again.
That's how you feel? You don't like it?
I think he's gonna. I feel like this
like it?
This is my fanboy shit. This is my
personal
thing.
But do you not like it or you like it?
I think this is the make good for that. Where wouldn't it be understandable if he comes out like a Bane type villain, where he's got the gas mask, and jacket on?
But you just said it to me in the most logical and like presented it to me in like a really cool way. I don't know if they could ever translate that for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's the guy doing the hot dog cart match.
Yeah.
With that gear,
with the gear,
or being like a menacing SOB.
Yeah.
With that gear,
Yeah, being a menacing SOB with that gear goes a really long way. Mm-hmm. Dude, that final couple months of Jon Moxley in WWE was really weird.
Like, what are you doing?
They turned him, right?
Yeah.
They turned him. He was doing the mask thing, and then you reunited with the Shield, and it kind of not. They did this. It was really bizarre.
It was very bizarre, yeah. But he did it the right way. He waited until his contract was up,
and then he left.
Yeah. Where do you think it's gonna go? Because I like the team: Marina Shafir, Claudio, and him, badasses.
I told you what I want,
and I do think Darby's gonna join him.
Interesting.
I know. I think he's gonna beat Darby and get his title shot.
Yeah,
and then he's gonna face Danielson. And maybe take the title off of Danielson. That makes all the sense. And that's Danielson's last. I mean, what's the next pay per view? Wrestle Dream.
Wrestle Dream.
All right, so you do Moxley and him at Wrestle Dream, and he drops the title to Moxley, and then you bring Danielson back for the big stadium show.
You know what I think is going to happen? Again, this is my fantasy booking. I agree with you. I think Wrestle Dream is going to be Mox and Darby versus Christian and Wayne.
You think Darby's going to join?
Yeah, I think Darby's going to join.
Okay.
Mox and Darby versus Christian and Nick Wayne. And maybe that contract thing is going to be on the line.
The contract is also in limbo, yeah. And where's Edge?
Right.
Well, the bullet point under that will kind of start explaining that. The next bullet point.
Where's the next bullet point here?
Under the private Renee Paquette.
Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Renee Paquette is backstage with the Patriarchy as Christian Cage. He makes her call him the next world champion. And took a backhanded shot at Moxley. But also, Kip Sabian is involved in this, and he showed up. And they're like, get the fuck out of here, Kip Sabian. I don't give a shit about you or your father.
Right. Christian went to went to that patriarchy character of like, I don't care that your father's dead.
I'm like, no, but that's your gimmick. You care about people's dead dads.
Yeah.
You want people with dead dads. That's what you want.
Very, very interesting. This is it in your opinion? It really is at some point like who better to put the title on than Moxley, right? Like Moxley's like the Randy Orton at this
he's
point.
the guy that you for like stability, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if they do this, right? What if they have Moxley win the title, Christian cashes in at some point, beats him with shenanigans.
Okay.
Edge comes out, Edge and Christian,
sure,
world title,
great.
And you do hot potato a little bit for the title, and then you stabilize it with Edge, and you could do something.
I think hot potato would be good. But
they
I also
haven't done a hot potato with that title. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to maybe do that a little bit, Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, sometimes it's I would love to see an upset victory on a pay-per-view and then on a Wednesday.
Title change. They've never done that, have they?
I don't think so. But I kind of love stuff like that because you haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
I also do want I want Danielson versus Adam Copeland.
Who do you want to see in Adam?
Danielson.
I mean, he's going to be wrestling next year, just not every day.
Yeah.
Title Tuesday is 10/8. Oh yeah, they're airing on a Tuesday, right?
It's going to be interesting. They have a lot of good stuff in play that could really play out for this makes me excited.
Yeah.
Queen Abinata and Yuka Sakazaki defeated AEW Women's Champion Mariah May and Serena Deeb via disqualification. Good match. And you had a nice promo after the match with Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, Mina had a video package, and she's coming in. She's coming back. I guess her and Mariah are going to be facing off. I like Mina.
Same here. Yeah.
There's something special about her.
Yeah. I think she's also trying with the English very hard, and it's coming across very well.
Yeah.
A video package of Jack Perry driving the scapegoat bus is shown along with his recent TNT title defense over the past week. Ricochet defeated the Beast Mortos.
Yo, that was a cool match.
I want to see more of the Beast Mortos.
Dude, I want to see the Beast. You know where I want to see him? I want to see him in like...
You want to see him at press?
I want to see him at press.
It's like, hey.
No, I want to see him in like the Mortal Kombat games.
Oh, yeah.
The Beast Mortos.
Beast Mortos.
He's fantastic.
I have a theory if you want to hear it.
Yeah, tell me.
I guess so.
On Collision, him, Beast Mortals, and what's Hologram? Is that the guy's name?
Hologram.
Yeah, they're reminding me a lot of their matches that they do, those wild six-man matches, remind me of the first hour of WCW back in the day. The way they're presenting.
You know what? You're the
you're
the first hour of WCW, but but before the Lucha. It was before the Lucha stuff. That's what you are.
I know you. You're the first hour of WCW, bro.
Don't I know you?
Let me start listing all my moves, all my holds.
Yeah.
Hold.
Ricochet defeated Mortos. This was good. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page comes out to explain his actions. Hangman says it's not enough to take out Swerve. He wants to take out everyone who's associated with Swerve.
So wild.
And then he starts threatening Tony Schiavone.
He goes so bananas. I love it. I love Unhinged Hangman.
Then you hear the greatest song, Jeff Jarrett's theme. Jeff Jarrett would end up making the save.
Do we get another Hangman Jeff Jarrett?
I can't wait for that match.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
Maybe next week.
Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita defeated the Elite, Okada, and the Bucks. This was a fun little showcase match.
Yeah.
I'm very hyped for both these teams, man.
Yeah.
Collision tonight, Dusty Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus... Dustin. Oh.
Dustin.
What did I say, Dusty? Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus Mike Bennett and Mike Taven in a bunkhouse brawl for the ROH Tag Team titles match. Awesome.
All right. That's a Dustin match, a bunkhouse brawl.
Yes. FTR Hook and the Outrunners versus Roddy Strong, Beast Mortos, Rush, and Grizzled Young Vets. Great.
I love the Outrunners. Fantastic. AEW Dynamite Collision Grand Slam this coming Wednesday. Rich and I will be there.
Oh, yeah. Come say hi.
Yeah. Come say hi.
You'll see us. You'll spot us a mile away.
Saraya versus Jamie Hayter in a Saraya rules match.
Are we dressing up?
I may have a meeting prior, so yes.
So you're going to be all decked out.
Not super decked out, but maybe a little.
Frills?
A cape.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm going to start wearing a cape. Why can't I wear a cape?
I think you'd look good in a cape.
Like a cloak cape. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
let's do capes, dude.
Oh, man. I would love to do capes. Even like little ones.
Oh, yeah. I like
a little cape.
Mm-hmm. Little shoulder cape?
Yeah, a little shoulder cape. FTW champion Hook defends against Roderick Strong. AEW Trios champions Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta defend against Turnbuckle Dan.
Turnbuckle Dan's back, baby.
AEW Women's Champion Mariah May defends against Yuka.
We can't talk today.
I can't talk.
Both of us are in that same can't talk boat.
I'm queasy. AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, defend against Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. That should be a fun match. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. And if it happens, AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness.
I'm going to freak out for that match.
Yeah, that's the match.
That's going to be very cool, man. Like, I'm very excited to see. I've never seen McGuinness wrestle in person.
You've never seen McGuinness wrestle in person?
Yeah.
I believe I have.
That must have been like back in the day, though.
Yeah. Like at the Hammerstein.
Okay.
You know? Guys, submit your questions. We will do our best to answer them. If you super chat, I will push you up on the list. Okay, now you could talk.
No, not yet. So we're doing questions now, and if you super chat us, we'll answer your questions first, right, Andrew?
Yes, there you go.
Now you can talk.
Jesus.
But let me just tell you, if you super chat us, hold on, dude. If you super chat us, we will push you to the front of the line. Okay, now you could go.
There you go.
Okay, now you can talk, MG.
So anyway, thanks guys for joining us on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, Matt and Man, we're here. It's time for questions. So submit your questions in the chat. If you super chat us your question, we'll be bumped to the front of the line.
Can you just take his wardrobe suggestion?
Okay. What did you need to say?
I put it on the screen.
Okay, it's on the screen.
He's adding wardrobe. He's adding a wardrobe.
Ooh, maybe a monocle and a top hat.
I'd like that. Is that what you do with a monocle? That's a magnifying glass.
No, I just walk around.
You don't know the difference.
Interesting.
You take your eye out with it.
Do you know what Deacon does at the parties? he takes a magnifying glass and he'll see like someone, like a lady sitting, and he like looks in person, grabs a magnifying glass, starts looking in the purse. He starts looking.
That's pretty funny.
In her hair.
That's a good. That's a good bit.
He goes, "Can I ask you a question? 5 minutes ago, I had $20 in my pocket. Now I do not. So I'm going to ask you this one last time. What's in your pocket?" And he's just screaming, "What's in your pocket?" To
that's a great
people.
Bit.
It's a great bit.
Oh, that's a great bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into this. MG, do you have anything to add?
I'm good.
Anyway, let's get to questions. Will we see Mercedes in some form in New York? Kevin Craig.
Yeah, I think so.
Paul Anthony
Why
Moss.
would you not? Why would you not have her?
Yeah, for sure. At least she, you know what? I do feel like this might be one of those where she's in the stands and they show her in a suite.
Something.
This is from Paul Anthony Moss. Donna Pafrazzo looks like, I wonder if that's a misspelling or is that, if that's intentional, that's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Deonna Pafrazzo looks like she's starting to form a faction based on her most recent promo, adding Taya. Who else would you add to her faction? Would you add males to her faction?
I don't know. I want to see more of her on TV, really. And we don't really get to see a lot of her. She's really talented.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know why she's not being presented, but I mean, listen, really, that AEW women's roster, it goes down to two stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mercedes and whoever the TBS title is with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sorry, Mercedes, which has the TBS title, and the world title. And I think they're not doing a strong job at building everything else.
Yeah. I
think they need to build other people. And where the hell's Britt Baker?
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe Britt Baker joins that faction.
Maybe.
You know who I'd like to see in that faction? Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. Okay, that's a good one.
Let's see, we got a super chat here. Matt Logan says Miro had rejected a Tony Khan storyline.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what that storyline was.
Oh my god, this next super chat's kind of the best in the world. MG, get ready. This one's for you.
Yeah,
this one's for you, buddy. Cadillac Carson. Okay, MG, let's see your birthday dance. Can you do the twist?
Come on, do it.
Come on, baby.
Girl, big queen.
That was very disappointing.
Yeah.
We're very sorry, Cadillac Carson.
I'm so sorry you wasted your $4.99 on seeing his pathetic little dance.
You get a free question.
Yeah, you got a free question. I gotta issue a refund. You could have added some hip movement there.
Yeah, man.
Gyrate a little.
You just pump your fists up and down like a little choo-choo train.
Why can't you gyrate? Gyrate. Come on, do it. Do it now. Do a nice one.
I don't think he's ever.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's not the twist.
He calls that the shocker.
I don't think he's ever seen the twist. This guy don't know Chubby Checker.
Yo, you don't know Chubby Checkers?
I don't know about no Chubby Checker. He's 300 years old.
Yeah.
Methuselah. All right. Royal Pain. Does Tony pushing for an A show Shockwave on a network, does that risk pushing Dynamite and Collision to BNC shows and risk the deal with WBD in 3 years? It seems risky.
I don't think that show's an A show. I think it's just a replacement to get talent on. They have a second A show that's not really an A show. Yeah. They can't add another one. And yeah, listen, and that's part of it, right? You can't, what are you going to do? Fox Primetime, you're going to put on some random C show?
Yeah.
That you pre-record? It's not going to work like that. So, listen, I think it's good to have these secondary and third level shows. Yeah. It's needed. WWE has done that forever, and they still do it. Think about how many shows that we had at one point, and nobody was talking about the ratings for Velocity and Jacked and Metal. Nobody spoke about that. Nobody cared. Right. It was just content to have on and have it on different brands and different channels. They should have more shows. They should have some of these different shows that feature different talent they could maybe get over on. But WWE, peak WWE, Sunday Night Heat, SmackDown, Raw, Jacked, Velocity,
Livewire.
Metal, Livewire was before.
A lot of shit.
And then you had all the syndicated stuff that they did.
Yeah.
So more shows is a positive. Not every show is going to be a flagship. And they shouldn't be treated like that. But I get what they're doing. If they're going to another network and they're bringing Rampage there and they want to add a second hour to them, right? You want to commit, you want to have a relationship with the network. So whatever. I'm saying network. It could be FS1, it could be whatever. But 2 hours of programming on another station, that's a positive.
Absolutely. Let's see what we got here. This is from Fully Soulless. Anything on Cardona? He's been posting about being the agent to sign lately. Possible WWE return. Imagine we get Zack Ryder back and he beats Gunther for that title. Hell yeah!
I think he should be Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
in that company.
Yeah, definitely.
Chelsea Green's there.
Yeah,
Cody's there.
He's his best friend.
Yeah.
Also, he looks gigantic.
Yeah, he's huge.
Let's see. It's from MCASP. Thoughts on Garcia, Yuta, and Starks joining Bryan versus BCC. Is Starks still with AEW?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the status of Stark is. I don't know what the status of Garcia is going to be.
I think Yuta sides with Danielson.
Yuta definitely sides with Danielson, unless maybe he turns on him.
That's what I'm saying. Unless it's the long con.
Yeah.
And he sweet boys him into thinking he's on his side and then turns on him. That's from Lady B. Any prediction on what mainstream attention comes when the Vince doc drops next week?
So it's really going to come down to, Dave was interviewed for this, and he said that the producer that was interviewing him, or the producers, there was no stone left unturned. They asked him everything that he would have wanted them to ask him. Whether or not that makes it onto the last cut of the documentary, I don't know. 6 hours of content being dropped on Wednesday.
Jesus. It's a lot.
Obviously, to wrestling fans, I don't know if we spoke about this, but great example, right? The plane ride from hell in that Ric Flair documentary.
We did talk about this, yeah.
That's a great example because, again, I'm not condoning his behavior whatsoever here, right? I'm just going to say how this was presented. Over the last 20-something years, that story was presented in a, can you believe it? Boys will be boys. They're crazy. They're wacky.
It was presented as a very larger-than-life story.
Linda.
Yeah.
This one's hair is getting cut. This one's getting punched. They're wrestling. The door's almost... Flair's disrobing. Dustin is serenading to Terry. Like all this stuff, right? Nobody spoke about it in a, wow way. Everybody spoke about it like, wow, this is funny. Then that documentary came out. Then a lot of people that were not familiar with the story heard it. And non-wrestling fans heard it. And that's a heinous thing. That's a crazy story. So I think it's going to be, some of it will be, oh, Vince is just crazy. You know, that's how some people are going to take it. You're also going to have people that are not wrestling fans.
Right.
They're just fans of documentaries. They're going to hear it and say, oh my God, this man is vile. I'm very curious to see what they do with that second half of the Janelle Grant stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be very telling also. She did hire a publicist prior to this coming out.
Wow.
I don't know what to expect. Either this could be I don't know. Either this is going to be a really big documentary and people are going to say, oh my gosh, and there's going to be some sort of revelation that we haven't heard. Or majority of it is going to be the same old with some random stuff. Again, I don't have a stance on this really. I'm not presenting any personal opinion. I'm just very curious to see how this is positioned because now they have a work relationship also.
Absolutely.
With Netflix. And it's not that Vince is being sued only. WWE is also being sued.
Exactly.
So you as Netflix, are you going to jeopardize this $1 billion relationship you've built for the documentary? I don't know. Listen, I hope that they're honest and they present things in a very honest and non-biased way for both sides of the argument. We'll see. I don't know. Generally, I don't have a lot of confidence in these documentaries.
Right, because we've been burned and they're usually fluff pieces.
Listen, the Tiger King documentary.
Loved it.
I loved it too. It was great. But if you really think about it, that fucking bitch Carol Baskin. If you look at that documentary, it was a comedy. And they made this guy seem like, well, he's not that bad. He's just wacky.
The reality is,
I mean, like, you know, he's mishandling these animals, obviously, some of them.
He's the plane ride from hell.
He is a plane ride. He is the plane ride from hell. He's threatening this woman with murdering. He's accusing her of murdering her husband. He's a crazy man. And yet they made him look to be like, oh, well, you know, he's just a little wacky, that Tiger King.
The sympathetic hero.
He's a sympathetic
I wouldn't say hero, but
villain,
the sympathetic.
villain.
Yeah, he was a very sympathetic character in that. But then, like, I feel like towards the end, you're kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, but he was ooh the whole time. But he was, you know.
You don't want to root for Joe Exotic.
But that documentary was presented with a bias.
Yeah.
To make you interested in Joey Exotic.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what they did. There was a bias there. I would have like if you wrote down that man and what he has said and what he has done. You're like, this is a really fucked up guy.
Well, same thing with Vince, right?
And same thing with Vince. So that's my point. I want to see how they present Vince.
Really nuts. Let's see. We got another couple of super chats here. This is from Trash Paradise King. What if Isaiah Cassidy actually joins BCC? He can see the lesson Jon Moxley was trying to teach him. Mox is a demented action movie villain.
Yeah, I like that. I actually like that a lot.
I like that too. Like he comes out to save Danielson. Let's see. Or Garcia. Tekken Sports, thank you for your donation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark B. Why don't more wrestlers run out the clock to free agency to get a bidding war to escalate their price?
Why don't more wrestlers run out the clock to free agency to get a bidding war to escalate their prices? AEW, WWE insinuate they'd make less TV time. Yeah, I mean, listen, if sometimes they don't want to go anywhere else.
Right.
You know, that also comes into play. Maybe they don't want to go. Maybe they're not interested in doing a bidding war. Maybe they just want to do the right thing and guarantee their money early on and they know what they're working with. You know, and also the bidding war stuff, that only goes for a certain amount of talent.
Exactly.
You know, so your pool is a little, and they do that. A lot of wrestlers do wait till 0 hour to negotiate. That happens all the time. We just don't hear about it. But also, like, internal negotiations happen early on.
Exactly.
And you kind of figure out, like, if you're going to stay or not. Is that hot sauce?
Yeah. It also depends.
Where'd that come from?
It was in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
I brought you one.
Who are you? Hillary Clinton?
You can have one.
I carry hot sauce with me all the time.
Yeah, I usually have hot sauce. So when I was on my trip this weekend, at one point I was like, "Can I get some hot sauce?" And they gave me 2 little bottles of that, and I was like, "I can't use this. This is awesome."
I like that.
Are you wowed by it?
What a little boy! Look at that little boy go.
Hold it in your hand like Andre the Giant. Oh, he's a zombie now. Happy birthday, MG. Let's see. Antoine Fair, what was your thoughts on the 2 big promos on Raw and SmackDown this week?
Which one? Obviously Cody and
Loved it.
That was good
Loved
stuff.
it.
What was the?
Does that count as the big promo?
I think that was the big promo. What was the Raw one?
Yeah, MG, what was the Raw one? I was still on my trip.
Punk. Oh, the Punk stuff.
Oh yeah. That was great.
Yeah, that was great too. He's fantastic.
Very
dude.
cool. Very cool. I again, whenever I see Punk on screen, I always cross my fingers because I'm like, please stay healthy. And don't go anywhere for a while.
I spoke to someone that was in WWE after Punk left. Okay. And
a million years
ago, and how like the stories around him being this unhappy, cranky, miserable person that this person had heard, and he's like, I got to meet him. This man is so happy and so kind and so helpful and so willing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know like who that other person is.
Right.
I was like, well, different times in people's lives.
Yeah.
Just like him
he met him now, or he met him back then?
He met him now. He didn't know him back then.
Okay.
And
this sweet boy.
He's a sweet, sweet boy. So
he's been great for NXT for helping out down there.
You okay?
Oh God.
What's the matter?
My bones are stiff.
Is your vibrating underwear going haywire?
Just is controlling it.
Who's controlling it? Cadillac cars.
Robin, you want to sit on the Sibian?
What wrestler?
MG, you want to come sit on the Sibian?
Yeah, come sit on the Sibian.
MG, come on, come sit on the Sibian.
I heard he's 300 years old.
Tell him, Fred. My wife, Allison.
He's got to sit on it face first.
Yeah, you got to sit on it face first, though.
What wrestler?
And backwards.
What wrestler do the handstand? What wrestler from the 80s or 90s would freak you out the most if they read you a bedtime story? For me, it's between Earthquake and Ultimate Warrior. Ooh, that's a good question. What wrestler from the 80s or 90s would freak you out the most if they read you a bedtime story?
Paul Ellering.
Paul Ellering.
Spooky man. The Legion of Doom and Paul Ellering. That would be terrifying.
Oh, yeah, dude. And Legion of Doom from like, oh, get out of my bedroom.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yes.
Because I don't know why. That man's face is scary.
Yeah. Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael P.S. Hayes. Let me tell you about
like full Freebird. Like, oh, no, thank you. You know what? I'm Cadillac. It's most.
I want to see my Freebird?
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta do this shit.
How about full Stan Hansen with tobacco rolling down?
Oh my God!
I'd be okay with
the
that.
Tobacco juice.
Yeah,
I'd be okay
from his chew. Undertaker, Kane, Paul Bearer.
Oh my God!
There once was a little boy.
Like, oh, please leave. Why did my parents let you in?
Where's my mom?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
The caveat to that would have to be that they're friends with one of your parents, and they were like, "Hey, my buddy's gonna read you a bedtime story. I gotta go."
Yeah.
And it turns out to be like whoever,
Papa Shango,
like Papa Shango, or like Dino Bravo, or some shit.
Dino Bravo reading a bedtime story with Mr. Fuji.
Yeah.
You know what, Mr. Fuji? I want him to read me a bedtime story.
Just ripping beers while they're reading you a story. Let's see.
There has to be a story of someone that was babysat by the wrestlers,
who are like a genuinely nice people,
who are like a child, like somebody knew the wrestlers and they had to leave them and they had to babysit, and like the stories that kid has
Papa Shango
of like, Sid Justice babysitting,
or like the Papa Shango thing's funny because it. Go ahead, MJ.
Wasn't that pretty much the Rock sitcom?
Yeah, that was the Rock sitcom. Yeah.
Like Papa Shango had to make it to this guy's house in time, and he didn't take his makeup off.
Yeah. Or like Luna Vachon.
Oh yeah,
your babysitter's here and it's Luna.
Also makeup. Like everybody's in full makeup. Yeah. Like Mick Foley would be in straight up Mankind.
You know who I think would be very nice? Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bam Bam would cradle me. Mm-hmm. Me now. He would still cradle me like this, like a baby.
You know what? And after watching that Sandman Dark Side of the Ring doc, I'd say Sandman. Sandman seems like the sweetest guy on the planet.
Oh God. All right, what else?
All right, guys, give us a couple more questions before we get out of here. Make them good ones.
Is it sunny out?
It's beautiful out.
I want to go lay out.
Who is going to Grand Slam? That's my question for you guys. This is from Joel Torres Luna. Do you think AEW would sign Mina Shirakawa?
I think she is signed.
Their contract with Stardom is set to end in 2025.
I think she is going to be coming over.
Yeah?
Yeah, I expect for her to do a lot more. She's very popular.
Okay.
People are very into her.
Tekken Sports, why didn't Tony Khan push to sign a multi-country television deal for AEW with David Zaslav? The India deal was signed 3 years ago, and it looks like it's on the verge of expiring. Fans can't stream.
I think that they're working on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about a VPN?
You could do a VPN.
VPN should work, right?
But I mean, it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know.
Why don't we have a VPN sponsor? I feel like every podcast
because I'm so lazy and I don't sell ads.
I feel like every podcast has a VPN.
NordVPN. Well, you know what I use? Private internet access. That's mine.
Private internet access. If you're listening, we both use you legitimately.
Yeah.
Send us your business.
Business.
Cadillac Carson. I feel like Bret Hart would be nice to read him a bedtime story.
Oh, he would read a spooky tale and draw a picture.
Cookie Dough said they sent a super chat at the beginning of the show. Not sure if it's gone through. Let's go back.
Got Cookie Dough's question.
Where is Cookie Dough's question? Cookie Dough's question.
Got it.
MG, can you find it?
Oh, here it is. Garcia removed from all upcoming show ads. Hook added to upcoming show ads. Any indicator on each guy's contract renewal? I don't know about Hook's deal, but I know that they're negotiating with Garcia. And I don't know anything beyond that. They're just negotiating.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what Garcia should do. Should he go to NXT? Feud Ethan Page?
I do think Garcia would benefit from NXT.
He's a great wrestler. I don't know.
I think a lot of guys would. I think this is the time to do a little hot potato with talent too. You know? Who would benefit where?
We talk about this, right? Like when NXT started, when AEW started, in that first roster, right? We're like, oh, Penta 100% he'll become world champion,
right? Joey Janela.
Joey Janela will grow in there. You know, Joey Janela will do great. Kip Sabian will do great. They had a lot of guys that you wanted to see do something, and sometimes it doesn't happen because you have so many people. Sammy Guevara, you know, Sammy's been hot and cold this whole time.
Yeah.
He's always been positioned in good places, but they, you know, sometimes there's just too many people, and the focus isn't on you, and I think that's what happened to Garcia. I hated the dancing Garcia stuff. I honestly think that hurt him more than anything else, but that added some personality to him. So
right.
You know, I never liked it. Whatever the fuck he does.
You're doing the MG. You're doing the MG shuffle.
There you go.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think you need some hot potato with talent sometimes. Put them in different places. Let these guys, because it's like, do you want to, from a certain perspective, do you want to be a household name and superstar, or do you want to collect a paycheck? And I'm sure it's a great paycheck.
I'm sure it is.
You know, but do you want to better yourself and be like Ethan Page is a great example. That guy wrestled for TNA, then AEW, and now he's in WWE.
He was involved. He was on the indies.
He's worked hard his entire career, and he's still a young guy.
You know, he really worked hard to getting to where he is, and he's a great example of if you work hard, then you have it,
right?
You'll get rewarded, and I think he's one of those guys. You know, he had to leave.
Yeah.
Like, he had to leave. I don't think we would have seen this Ethan Page in AEW.
Exactly.
You know, he had to go, and maybe he'll go back, and maybe he'll go back with something bigger. Maybe he won't go back, you know, but you got to make these moves, and sometimes it's a positive, and I think in Ethan Page's move, I think it's been a positive.
He's got a team of people behind him now.
Yeah.
Instead of maybe like one or two guys. You never know.
Yeah.
This is from Cadillac. Do you think the Outrunners take the belts off the Bucks? Those guys are so over right now.
I don't think so.
They are very over. I could see them be the ROH champs, though.
They're over with me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they're really over, though.
You think they're over for our demo?
I think they're over for our demo.
Okay.
Yeah, because that gimmick tickles me.
We got
like
another
the 80s guy.
Oh, yeah. We got another Tekken Sports. Thank you for your donation. 20 squigglies.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Here, Samuel, here I am.
Thanking us for answering his question.
Rikishi,
Thank you.
Rikishi would have to be the tribal chief of that dance clique.
Yeah, he would be the tribal chief.
Do you think this is how the Bloodline story ends?
It goes into a breakdancing movie?
It goes into Rikishi showing up, and then they put the sunglasses on him, and they all start dancing.
They start
He starts doing the Rikishi.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine that's how the storyline ends?
Everybody in the ring together at the same time. All the Bloodline.
Rikishi shows up, and he's like, no. And he hands everybody those glasses, and they all do the dance.
We're family, and this is how we celebrate. And then he starts doing that shit. That's the end of the Bloodline storyline.
Banging it.
Rocks in the ring. Roman.
Oh my God.
Bloodline. Usos. Haku's there.
Everybody. They're all there.
Everybody. Rikishi should hear the music.
All the Islanders.
They're all about to fight, and then Rikishi's like, nah. This is how we settle it.
This is how we settle it. Yeah. Oh my God. They just all dance together, and then executive producer Paul Levesque
pulls the plug.
Just on the bottom. That's it. That's how it ends.
Executive fade out. Executive producer Paul Levesque.
I found an Andrew question.
Okay.
Okay. Mark B.
Mark B. If AEW is simulcasting on Max TNT TBS, will the ratings numbers reflect that after it starts, or will the internet be... My eyes are so bad.
The internet.
Will the internet be falling all over themselves speculating? Yeah, I don't know. I think Max for live programming does submit to Nielsen.
Okay.
So I don't know how they'll do that number. You know, in reality, you know, these people don't want Nielsen. They want to control the narrative with their ratings. For sure. I'm willing to bet that Netflix number that they put out in that press release, that Variety magazine or whatever is Forbes, whoever publishes it, it's going to be astronomical, that number. They're going to come up with a number that, you know, Monday Night Raw was viewed by 11.5 million people.
11.5 people.
Something insane. They're gonna do something nuts because they're going to add the numbers differently.
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest with you, you know, I would think that if I'm in the business of linear, right, and I'm trying to attract advertisers, because that's what this is all based on.
Yeah.
DVR plus 3 is a number you want to go with.
Okay.
Or 24 hours, right? That's the number you want to go with. Live viewership, yeah, I get it for the ads, like you want it, but that's who's watching live anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it is a very dedicated. The only thing that's really, for as far as cable and television, linear television goes, the NFL is the only one.
Well, yeah,
really, that has grown and is not suffering.
Appointment television.
That is appointment television. I don't think AEW is, and the same for WWE. Like I watched SmackDown this morning.
Yeah.
You know, that counts, I think, because it's within the 24-hour window, but it's not a live viewership. That's next day.
There's also a huge crossover between football fans and wrestling fans who will default to football when it comes on. Especially
they will always default. Yeah, because it's only 18 weeks.
College football, pro football, you know, like there's a lot of, I feel like it's because it's such a short season, you know, you wait all year for it.
Yeah. Baseball's long.
Baseball's very long.
800 games in a season.
Basketball's long. 132 games in a season.
Fucking let's go Mets, man.
Yeah. Dude. I want to get tickets for next week.
No, they're not here. They're gone.
Oh, they're gone?
They're gone.
Dang.
On the road.
Dang.
Tomorrow's the last one.
Corey Michaels says the executive producer of the... yeah, that's right. Cody Roman match was Dick Wolf.
I mean, it should have been Dick Wolf.
Yeah. D. Eddie, 500 million people watched the premiere of WWE Raw on Netflix worldwide.
Yeah.
1 billion people worldwide are watching.
I mean, that worldwide number, actually, to be honest with you, that worldwide number will be impressive.
Yeah.
It 100% will be, and they will push it. I think worldwide they're in like over 200 million subscribers. Buddy. I think in the U.S. it's 90 million, but worldwide it's like astronomical.
When will Netflix change its name to Wrestling Flex?
I think when they leave Peacock and they put all the content on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because that's where it seems like it's going to be headed.
I do prefer the Netflix interface because I feel like you can easily navigate it.
Oh, not anymore.
No.
Have you seen the new one?
Yeah, Garbage. I mean, I went on yesterday.
With
it's
the big screen? No. I have a different interface.
Okay.
It's like it's like a new screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. No, I went on yesterday. I had the same like categories.
Same box.
Yeah.
No. Mine
thumbnail.
has
Thumbnail.
Mine looks more like Amazon Prime.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I don't mind Amazon Prime either, but I think Max and Netflix are probably my favorite interfaces.
Yeah. I like to see more on the screen. I don't want to see one big screen.
Yes.
I don't want to see one giant thing taking up the whole screen. I want to see everything else.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Let's do one more.
All right, guys, make it a good one. All right, let's see. We got a couple of ones here. With the Motor City Machine Guns and Lucha Brothers coming to WWE, do you see possible life in their tag division, or is it just more signings for the sake of signings?
No, I know that they want to improve that division.
Merch, video games, etc. I do think both those teams should be on NXT.
I wouldn't be against them showing up in NXT. I think that would be great.
Quick runs in NXT.
Yeah, and then they go up.
Yeah. Let's see. Mark B, when 70% of the WWE roster are called Fatu, could they finally get a wrestling union going?
You know what? That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually fantastic.
Antoine Fair says, you might need to update your Netflix, Andrew.
My Netflix is new.
LOL.
Hold on, let me see.
Got that old Netflix, bro. Did you upgrade to the Netflix 16?
I got Netflix 16, dude. Let me see. Am I using
This is the streaming show. The streaming show is Andrew logging into his streaming accounts while MG looks up questions from the audience.
Hold on, let's see.
I'll just stare straight ahead.
Yeah, look at this interface, dude.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Totally
That's
different.
like Disney.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
That's exactly like Disney Plus.
All right. Are we done?
Oh, we're done.
We're out of here, boys and girls. Thank you, everyone. This was fun. I will see you all next week. We'll be live on Tuesday for Beyond the Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be at Arthur Ashe Stadium on Wednesday
Come say hi.
for Grand Slam. Come say hello.
We're not going to tell you where we are. You have to find us.
Rich does bite, though.
I do bite. This is a Where's Waldo situation for the Mat Men at Grand Slam. And we'll be surrounded by more Mat Men.
But no, where are we going to go drinking?
Do you want to go to... I don't... say it if you want.
You can say it.
Press 195. We're going to do a little get-together in the afternoon and then hop on the train that will take us right there.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, guys. That's it. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye for now.